Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. As you can tell, this is a late night video, and I'm also sitting in my 2018 Subaru WRX. So the reason being, guys, is that I'm actually doing laundry, and so I don't want the washer and dryer to contaminate the audio, and so I'm being a little bit of a weirdo, just kind of sitting here chilling in my car. But overall, I do enjoy sitting in this baby because I feel like this is where I'm at home. You know, I get to kind of unwind my brain and kind of just mentally let go and kind of just think about what I do enjoy, and what I enjoy is my car. So yeah, I apologize for the lower level energy, but I wanted to move forward with this video. Guys, thank you very much. The video that I recently uploaded regarding how to buy your Subaru WRX under MSRP was doing very well. I've had a lot of positive feedback, so I do appreciate that, guys. It means a lot to me, your comments and your personal emails to me, thanking me, because that's ultimately the goal and plan of this channel, is to share with you guys the ownership experience of my Subaru WRX in hopes that you guys can either obtain your own Subaru WRX one day or get your dream car of choice. So with that, guys, I want to proceed to the question of the day. I've had a few other subscribers email me directly and say, hey Tom, thank you very much for helping us, you know, in terms of the guideline on how to go about buying a Subaru WRX under MSRP. But hey, so I got to the transaction portion and they asked me about warranty. Like, I want warranty, but it's expensive. And what do you think about that? Like, what is your opinion on buying warranties or extended warranties, especially for the Subaru WRX, or buying it from the dealership? So again, guys, this is a different book. This is my YouTube idea book, and so I write down a lot of things that I have planned or have scripted for my channel, and so I have this written down here, and I'm going to go through it and then give you guys my feedback. So extended warranties on your brand new vehicle, yes or no? So ultimately this depends on your budget. If you have the money to, by all means do so, but just be cautious. You know, a general rule of thumb is that because you are buying a Subaru WRX and this is a sports car, there's a high probability that you're going to have to justify utilizing your warranties. So if anything were to break down along the line, you're going to have to prove them otherwise, because just because you purchased a warranty doesn't mean that they're going to outright give it to you. You're going to have to prove them wrong. So the problem and the stigma with the Subaru WRX is this is a sports vehicle, and due to the community and the population of the of people who own this vehicle, quite often, you know, even something as simple as going out on the road, you're going to see lots and lots of modified Subaru WRXs, and so of course the dealership, they know that. And so when you buy this vehicle, try your best not to modify this vehicle in any way, performance wise, because you're going to void your warranty. And when you go back to the dealership and say, hey, look, something is wrong with my car, they're going to ask you, did you mod it? Because if you did, there's a lower chance of you being able to utilize that warranty that you paid for to have them fix it, right? So like I said, ultimately it depends on your budget. For me, I personally chose not to. When I talked to the finance guy, I was being very open with him. He asked me to. He's like, hey, so just, you know, between you and me, why wouldn't you buy the extended warranty? And I told him straight up, I said, to be honest, it's all about my budget. So if I were to purchase it, I would be above my budget, and I can't afford this car with anything over $500, because I also have to take into consideration insurance. So that gave him a lot of perspective. So it's really ultimately down to cost and your budget. If you're able to buy it upright, by all means, I highly recommend it, because it's better to be safe than sorry. And there's also the option of doing it yourself, or like aftermarket, like something as simple as tint, right? Like people go aftermarket, they get it for a lot cheaper, and you also have that venue, you also have that route to go. You could buy warranties outside of the dealership. You could go through your insurance agency and ask them about possible warranties and coverages that they offer, higher premiums, deductibles, and stuff like that, so to get you covered in case anything were to happen. And like I said, ultimately, you don't really need to settle with what the dealership offer you. You know, they're there to make money, and they're going to sell you all these options at a certain cost. And so if you have the means to purchase it, by all means, but I highly recommend not to, because this car itself is already very, very expensive. So the other thing that you guys have to consider when buying extended warranty is the ownership. So guys, are you guys planning to keep this car long term, or are you guys planning to keep it short term? You know, a lot of people, when they buy a brand new car, you have the mentality of like, oh no, I'm going to keep this car for the rest of my life. But things do change, and the good thing about this car is that it retains its value very, very well, depending on how you've kept up with, you know, the maintenance and the mileage and stuff on this vehicle. So if you don't mod this car and you keep your mileage at a very bare minimum and it's in pristine condition, you're going to get more bang for your buck after the depreciation rate, you know, after several years. So you could always trade in for a brand new car. If you're planning to do that, then I don't recommend you buying any extended warranty. Just write out the guaranteed $36,000 first 3 years, or whatever the minimum that they have offered available. But for me, you guys know my backstory. I waited 3 long years. This is my keeper. This is my partner for life. And this is going to be the car where, you know, in my old age, I'm going to be getting out of bed. I'm going to be getting to my car. My son, my children, they're going to be like, Dad, can I have your car, or can I test drive it, or anything like that? Nope. It is my baby. Like, this is my selfish act. I'm not gonna even let you drive it. So this is my baby, and I'm keeping it for the rest of my life. No matter what happens, I'm going to keep this car, whether it gets into a car wreck. Hopefully it doesn't get salvaged or you know, totaled. But if it's in salvaged condition, I'll still keep this car, because I love this car truly and dearly, and this is my partner for life. So think about the ownership term, like if you want to keep this car long term or short term. And remember guys, when you buy this car, most people, they're like, I won't mod my car, right, quote unquote. Like, even I said that when I first went in, and the guy asked me, he's like, hey, are you gonna mod your car? I told him no, I don't plan on modding my car. And you know, now a month in, the mod bug is very, very real in this car. Once you get it, you're never satisfied. You're always looking for the next mod, and ultimately it becomes a black hole of expenses, and you're gonna keep buying and buying and buying, and you're gonna eventually begin to mod the engine and performance, right? So for me, I try to keep it at a minimum, and I tend to focus strictly on creature comforts inside my cabin bay, and also the exterior stuff to make my car look more aesthetically appealing, while having a good taste. Well, clean, good taste, without having making it look really ricey and stuff. So extended warranties, it's all up to you, and it's all up to your budget. If you're able to afford it, you could also should also consider looking at your driving habits and the use, if I had the money, but I don't. So like I said, just think about costs and your budget. So budget accordingly, so that you'll be able to actually truly afford this car like I did. So I hope this video was of help. I'm sweating a little bit just because I have all the window financing and the purchasing portion of you potentially looking at or gauging at. With that guys, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys